I'll bet you're wanting to know how to get over failing the bar exam so that you can be emotionally and mentally ready to retake it and pass. In this video, I'll explain to you the three-step process that brings bar retakers from failure to fired up and ready to go, and how you can implement these steps in your life as well. I'm Jennifer Duclair, bar exam mindset mentor, helping you to get over your mindset block so that you can pass the bar exam. We do this by focusing squarely on mindset. As we know, what you think, believe, and feel will trump your academic efforts, no matter what you've done to prepare academically. So watch this video to the end to find out how you can eliminate the mindset blocks that normally crop up after you fail the bar exam, so that you can be confident that what you're doing to pass the bar exam this next time will work. Now, if you've been following along on this channel, then you already know who I am and how we help. But if you haven't, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and I will be posting in the description box how you can find out more about mindset, its effect on your bar prep, and how to make sure that your mindset is tip-top shape for the bar prep process. So be sure to subscribe and then look below in the description box once you've completed this video. Three main things get in the way of bar takers getting over a past bar exam fail and moving forward with confidence for their next bar exam. In fact, many times, because bar takers do not know how to properly recover, they end up piling up baggage from one bar exam to the next, carrying a heavier and heavier load as they try to meet this high stakes event of the bar exam. And this simply will not do. Heavy baggage weighs you down and keeps you from applying yourself fully in an academic sense in order to succeed. So how do you find out if you have this baggage, first of all, and how do you cut it loose so that you can soar? First, detecting whether or not you have baggage. Common symptoms include procrastinating on getting started again, not being sure when you want to retake the bar exam, or saying, I want to dive right in and not miss a beat, however, not having any study material or a study schedule ready to go. So you're almost procrastinating covertly, essentially lying to yourself by saying you're ready and you're going to do it, but not actually being physically ready. All of this represents not being mentally and emotionally ready to go for the bar again. Procrastination is the first symptom that you have not gotten over your last bar exam. The next symptom includes excessive fear of failure or self-doubt. It will sound something like, what's the use? I did all this before and it didn't work. Or how will I know this time is going to be different? If you have thoughts along these lines and it's a few months before the bar, you can be sure it's only going to crescendo in volume the closer you get to the bar. And it can get so loud for some bar takers that they quit studying in the middle of bar prep season, and it takes a couple of days for them to get back into it. Or what's more likely the case is that they withdraw from the next bar exam. And you cannot imagine the toll this has on your confidence to even commit to doing a bar exam in the future. I also have a video about weighing the pros and cons of withdrawing before the bar. I'll see if I can link that below for you so that you can also refer to that if you fall into that camp. But if you have doubts that what you're doing this time will work, then you can know for certain that you still have baggage hanging over your head from the last time. Now, another thing that I've found repeatedly shows that a person has not properly overcome the bar exam is when they compare their past processes to their current process, and they can't see a clear benefit to what they're doing this time over the last time. So let's say last time you took a nondescript bar prep course or got a tutor or something, and you didn't pass the bar. This time you've taken a different course of action, but in your mind, they're all the same. You don't actually have an increase of confidence or hope from this new course of action. If a new set of tools or a new partnership, like getting a tutor or working with me, a mindset mentor, if getting a new set of tools or a new partner does not increase your hope, there's a lot of baggage present that keeps the little flame of hope from even growing. And so you'll want to get back into your mind and your heart and what it meant to you to fail the bar exam in the first place, so that you can sort of heal that, making room for hope to grow. Without hope, there's no fuel for the confidence that you really need in order to do well on a bar retake. So, how do we really dig into recovering and building up the confidence to retake and pass your next bar exam? First, you definitely want to take an outside looking in perspective and assess the situation without bias, like an outside observer who has no horse in the race. You can do this yourself or enlist the help of a trusted friend or mentor to really look over the landscape of what did and did not work on a practical level. Give yourself grace, give yourself compassion, and really acknowledge where you really did do your best. Or if you know that you held back on studying, or you burnt out, or some other things got in the way of you being consistent, acknowledge the impact of those things on your bar prep without shaming yourself. And this is really where an impartial observer, an outside party, really does help, because when you're inside the situation, your normal and pre-programmed responses will kick in. And if you're used to shaming yourself, criticizing yourself, or beating yourself up, that will kick in. If you're used to shutting down emotionally and just refusing to think about it, that's keeping you from even starting to recover from the past bar exam. You just shut down in the face of emotional stress. And so having someone outside that can help you to process this is a real advantage. If you think you want something like that, look below. I have a free 15-minute call link that you can use to get in touch with me, and we can discuss the possibilities of me helping you through this process. The standpoint, after you've observed this from the impartial observer standpoint, you want to move forward then into asking yourself if you made this bar exam process or failing it mean anything about you. You'd be surprised the gamut of beliefs that arise from failing the bar exam. Everything from the bar takers specifically do not want me admitted to this bar association. They do not want me practicing law. And I seriously had to ask this one gentleman who literally said that out loud. What makes you think the what makes you think the bar examinees, what makes you think the bar examiners and the bar graders even know who you are? It's not personal. And he really had to sit and think, that where did I get such a belief? And we dug through, and he had picked it up from someone else who had also been failing at the bar. And there was this whole conspiracy theory about, bar examiners trying to keep this certain group of individuals out. And like, I'm sorry, but no. And so you really want to dig into, what have I made failing this bar mean about me? What kind of beliefs am I carrying around, with regards to this? You may believe, oh, well, you see there, I knew I wasn't a good test taker, further reinforcing a very unhelpful belief about yourself. Or you may start questioning whether you're cut out for law, and saying, well, this anonymous bar process, because it is an anonymous process, is successfully screening out people like me who don't belong. I've heard that too. And that's a really disheartening belief, because if you believe you don't belong and you take failing the bar as proof that you don't belong, then how hard are you really going to try on your next attempt? Some people take failing the bar exam to mean they're not smart enough, they're not good enough, they're not cut out for it, they don't belong, they're excluded, they are rejected. And so if you're taking it hard or you're freezing, this is the opposite of taking it hard. Like you're still taking it hard, but you're freezing your emotions so as to not to deal with them. So, whichever camp you fall into, whether you're spiraling or you're frozen, you want to look at what beliefs you're drawing from having failed the bar exam. If you can identify the beliefs, you can dispel the beliefs. And that's something else that I help you with. You can look below for a link to connect with me and chat. Finally, after you've taken a survey of the practical things that you did or didn't do during bar prep or the bar exam itself, right? You reviewed that landscape from an impartial observer point of view. And then after you've done the more mindset related work of finding out, did I make this mean something about me as a person when I failed this bar exam? Now you can assess also whether you have any future fears about the bar exam. For example, fear of success. Fear of failure is often there, but it's the easiest one to dispel because honestly, you already failed. So anything that could have happened from failing already happened. Well, perhaps there's a impending job loss if you fail again. That can be addressed. But what you want to find out is, do I have fears of passing the bar exam, of failing the bar exam process itself? For some, the stress of preparing for the bar exam by itself is a nightmare and a trauma, and they are afraid of undergoing such a process again. That's what they're afraid of when it comes to retaking the bar. And so they may procrastinate, hold off, push things forward, be caught in indecision and other behaviors like that because they're actually afraid of what is waiting for them when they sit down and start studying again. The academic efforts to pass the bar is usually the smallest hurdle to overcome. If you've come this far in life and took a bar exam already, then you are cut out for it academically. It's everything else. So take these 3 steps and consider implementing them so that you can help yourself move past this failed bar exam and renew hope for your future bar exam. I'm including a free guide that outlines these steps below, and consider doing a deep dive into one of my courses that allows you to work through these steps with a workbook and videos to get you a more complete healing from this past bar exam. Look below for all the resources that I've just mentioned, and I will see you in the next video. Remember to subscribe.